Hello guys, how are you all? Hope you understood my last video very well and thanks for your lovely comments over there. So in my last video I told you about the periodization and our colonial period. Let us have a little bit introduction regarding our periodization. In the periodization I told you that when we divided our time in small periods, clear, in different intervals is known as our periodization. And if we talk about the colonial period, so colonial period, I just told about the colonialization when one powerful country start dominating, that means they just capture the weak country, is known as our colonization. As I gave you the example regarding the British East India, that how they start ruling in our country. So today we are going to start a new topic is the sources of information, that what are the different sources from where we get the knowledge regarding our colonial period. The first source is our administrative records. Administrative records, and basically in this administration, that means official records. In this we are going to have four or five points and we will read all these 4-5 points in detail. First have a look on these points. Here it is mentioned official records and documents, means in this administrative records we used to mention all the official means office के जितने भी works थे important, कि कोई trade कर रहा है, कैसे कर रहा है, कहाँ से कहाँ तक कितना trade करना है उन्होंने, all these things, official records and different documents we used to keep in our administrative records, as well as all the actions, जितने भी काम हमारे ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया करती थी, all were documented. Documented means they just keep all the things as a proof by themselves, as well as to maintain the permanent record. Now they want to maintain the permanent record of all these things, so they just want a preserved. Preserve means to preserve all these items very carefully, all these documents very carefully, and they used to preserve all the official documents in museums and in different areas over there. What they used to mention in their preserved documents about the trading rules, about the trading procedures which they used to adopt to trade with India and with the other countries. And you know very well, I think that from the very beginning we are not having this printing technology. So before the coming of this printing, basically these calligraphists used to copy down by their handwritings in a very accurate manner. They used to copy down all the documents and then these documents are preserved in our museum. Clear? Now let us have a look from a book. So here it is mentioned that every policy, decision and administrative actions, all the things are recorded over there, and British tried to maintain a strict control on all the official documents, or you can say that on all the administrative actions which were documented over there. They just want that we must have each and every information regarding every action which took place in their guidance. Clear? And then it is mentioned that they preserve the documents. Why they preserve the documents? So that they can able to maintain a permanent record, as well as documents used to be preserved in the archives. Like you just go to your mailbox, no, जहाँ पे वाले ईमेल आता है तो वहाँ पे आता है आर्चीव्स, मीन्स अलग से उनके एक इम्पॉर्टेंट एरियाज़ में हम लोग अपने इम्पॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स रख सकते हैं. ठीक है, दे यूज टू कीप ऑल देयर डॉक्यूमेंट्स इन आर्चीव्स एज वेल एज इन द म्यूजियम्स. क्लियर? एंड नेक्स्ट इट इज मेंशन they used to mention all the useful trade records, and with the help of these official records we come to know that how the different strategies were adopted by British East India Company and how they start ruling in our country. So it is all about the administrative records. Now next we are having is archaeological sources and museum records. In this archaeological sources and museum records, we are having the different museum name of a different museums where the Britishers used to keep their documents, and let us have a look first. So here it is. They preserve the important documents in the museums The first museum which was set up in New Delhi, it was named as National Archives of India. This is the name of a museum, National Archives of India, and it is set up in the New Delhi. Then later on, we are having one more museum. It is in the Kolkata. Earlier it used to say as the Calcutta, but now it is considered as the Kolkata. In 1891, this museum was set up and it is named as the Imperial Record Document. But later on in 1911, this Imperial Record Department was transferred to New Delhi, and this, that means Imperial Record Department as well as the National Archives of India, both the museums set up नियर द ब्रिटिश वाइसरॉयज रेजिडेंट. दैट मीन्स वाइसरॉय जैसे हमारे पास बहुत सारे होते हैं ना, जनरल डीएम एंड ऑल, तो दैट टाइम यूज टू हैव द वाइसरॉय विच यूज टू कीप ऑल द डिटेल्स ऑफ ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. तो ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स, ये म्यूजियम हमारे पास कहाँ थे? नियर द रेजिडेंस ऑफ आर British Viceroy, and at that time, why so? Because they can able to come to know about all the different things. Clear? So in this you can see that how the different departments and how the different museums were set up in New Delhi. Then that Kolkata museum was transferred to our New Delhi once again, and these national archives were both located near the Viceroy residence, as I told you. Now the major or important work of National Archives of India is that they just want, or this is a duty of National Archives of India, that they need to maintain all the records of Government of India as well as the museum over there. They just hold many artifacts, you know, that different architecture facts over there. So all these things were kept in a very attentive way, or you can say that with a very securities until, and it was shifted into the National Museum of India. Now it is considered as our National Museum of India. Clear?